What is an introduction speech? An introduction speech that is about you. So you know the topic. You've been given the assignment to give an introduction speech about you. This topic that you know everything about. You are literally the best expert there is on this topic. Why are you even doing this? Where do you even start when you know everything there is to know about the topic? And what do you do? Here's a few helpful hints if you have been given the task to do an introduction speech on you. Your general purpose will be to introduce. It's basically an informative speech. It's an informative speech where you are the topic. Easy enough. Sometimes when you're wondering what is the point to even do this, you have to answer the question why. Why am I here? Why am I doing this? When we know the why behind things, it can be very helpful and motivating to continue on when you can answer that why. Why are you giving an introduction speech? Well, perhaps you've simply been given the assignment to give an introduction speech. And that's great, and you know that there's a grade attached to it, and so you're going to do the job because there's a grade attached. But let's break it down a little bit further. Are there other reasons why having an introduction speech about you could be helpful? The answer is yes. For one, you may be called to introduce yourself, tell someone about yourself on a job interview. That might be something that you have to think through someday. And so to know that you have given an introduction speech before, you know how to do it, can be a very helpful thing. So sometimes this can go beyond the classroom. As you get to know people in life and you're introducing who you are, having an introduction speech is helpful. For goodness sakes, it's even helpful on a date when you are getting to know someone and you are introducing who you are. Introduction speeches are actually done quite often in life, just maybe in a little less formal of a way. So there's your why. In life, you will have to introduce yourself to people along the way. So think of it that way. This is just practice for those moments. Where do you start? That's the good next question. Where are you giving this speech? If it's in a classroom, think about your audience and what they might want to know. If it's in an interview that you're preparing for, think about what they would want to know. If you are simply introducing yourself to a new group of people, you can think about that audience. But where do you start? Because the fact of the matter is, if you've been given the task to do an introduction speech, you know everything there is to know about the topic because the topic is you. So how do you break it down? There's a few ways you can do that. You can think of this in a more thematic way. Perhaps you go, all right, I'm gonna let my audience get to know me through, and you think of my hobbies, and you go through a list of your hobbies. Perhaps you are in school and you say, hey, I'm gonna have my audience get to know me through my major, the story that has led me to this point. Or perhaps it's something that you're very passionate about and you're gonna have your audience get to know you through that experience. It could be even something fun, like this. I have my students do an object activity in class where they bring an object into class. Here's my used coffee mug. And through that object, they have to give 3 points as to how that object can connect to them. So for me, if I were doing this, I would say, today we're gonna get to know me through the love of coffee. And here's my coffee mug. For one, main point one could be, I am a highly energetic person. So you might even say that I'm caffeinated quite often and live in an energetic way. For two, I am a coffee lover. I love coffee of all sorts. When I travel, it is my goal to hit every mom and pop coffee shop and taste the coffee. I love coffee. That is something you can know about me. But 3, I love coffee and talks. I love to get together with friends because I am a relational person that enjoys one-on-one quality time. And so sitting down and having a cup of coffee with a friend and getting to know each other more, talking about life, getting to know a new person, that is something that I truly enjoy. So this mug right here is a great example of who I am. It shows you that I am a highly energetic person. I love living life in an energetic way. I, too, love coffee. It's something about me. If you were to know me, you would know that coffee doesn't even affect me. I can drink coffee at 10 o'clock at night, which I love to do, and then go to sleep. And 3, I'm a highly relational person. And one of my favorite things is to sit down and have a cup of coffee with an old friend or a new friend. That is me through my love of coffee. Do you see what I did? I created a theme there. I created a theme surrounding coffee for my audience to get to know me. It's a fun way to do it. So here's the tricky part in the where do I even start? You know everything there is to know about you, so I would suggest breaking it down. Think about your audience and how to break it down. Is that through your major? Is it through your passion? Is it through your travels? Is it through an object like a cup of coffee? How can your audience get to know you in the time that you've been given? That's something to think about as well. When you are the expert on the topic, the literal expert on the topic, it makes it to where there's so much information. You need to know, what story can I tell in this time? And so then how do you do it? How do you do it? Well, the thing is, we want to know depth. We just don't want to hear a list of things. If I were to give that speech about the coffee cup, I would then go into detailed stories that could bring each point to life. We want to know in an expressive and a way that's authentically getting to know you. We want to get to know you, the topic. And so be you, be expressive about you, tell stories within those main points to help us get to know you. And have fun. This is one of those speeches where you know the topic, so if you arrange it in a way that's easy, you can have a really good time just being incredibly expressive about the whole thing. So, an introduction speech, specifically in this moment, is a speech about you, where you are telling the audience what there is to know about you. Again, think of that audience and what they would want to know for the moment you are in. And have fun. Tailor it down because you know everything there is to know about you. So tailor it down to a theme. That is a great way for you to keep it simple and keep it exciting and to stay on track. Have fun introducing you to your audience. That's an introduction speech.